preset Xfinity race at Daytona. I'm up here with K-Taddy.
What's up, guys?
Got in-race reporters Puddin and Dimebags. They're on Do Not Allow those. So they'll keep us updated on everything behind the scenes.
Okay, we got Paw Bear up here too.
Oh yeah, Paul Bear is up here.
How you doing, guys?
Oh, I'll get to that in the race, Puddin. Shh. Anyway, all right. All right, what are y'all expecting from this race tonight?
I mean, if it's anything like the rest of the week has been between the trucks and the Cup Series, and I've seen a lot of aggressive racing. It's the opening night. Everybody's trying to prove that they belong in the series, or maybe they wanted to be a series high and they're trying to prove that they belong up there. And so I'm looking for some really aggressive moves early and late in the race, but I think the middle of the race will probably be pretty dull.
All right, what about you, Paul Bear?
I think I'm looking for aggressiveness all the way through it, right from the start right to the finish. Because I was in the truck race on Monday, and there wasn't a dull minute the whole way through.
All right, this race is 67 laps, correct? It's the day race?
Yeah, I think it's only like 50 something though.
I know
There's
the
two
night race
races,
is 50.
All right, then we're going with the night. Then it's whichever one is the shorter of the two races is the one we're going with.
All right. With the first stage being right on the edge of fuel run, how do you think people are going to play that out?
I really think, man. So that's a catch-22. Everybody wants to be up front. There's only 12 drivers here in this series tonight, so you can be fairly conservative and still be able to get up to the front when it's go time because there's not that many cars. However, you know, everybody wants to be up front. Everybody wants to lead some laps, get their name, get their car out there on the broadcast. And the issue with that is when you're the car in front, you can't save fuel. Looking to see the guy in second, third, fourth, fifth, those guys should be able to make it all the way through these stages by not going full throttle throughout the race.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and join this lobby so we can see where everybody qualifies out. While I'm doing that. Alright. Blue screen's done. Who are some drivers you think will be strong in this race? Running towards the front, or who you think might play strategy and kind of hang towards the back?
I'll leave that one on you, Paul Bear. Who are you looking at here?
Well, Puddin's always strong, and Dimebags, I'm hoping that really does well tonight. And Flictardo, I'd love to see him do well. And
It's not Flictardo.
Well, I boot wreckers. I've raced with him quite a bit. He's pretty calm, pretty patient, so I'm really expecting some good things out of him. And Dimebags is a really good driver, so I'm expecting good things out of him as well. But then again, I mean, with the aggressive drivers in here, you just never know what's going to happen.
It looks like HMS has the pole for the night. Puddin, our own Puddin is third. Okay, see Mexican, he is second. After that, it gets kind of spread out a little bit. Those guys are about 4/10 better. After that, it's 46 seconds plus. You think those four cars will be able to get a little distance on everybody?
Man, I really think, you know, HMS being first. Who was that got third? Puddin being third. Those two can definitely hook up. Whoever's in fifth, Fletch. I really think that in the preset series especially, these restarts are critical for the people that start on the outside line and trying to get down below and be able to get in line as quick as they possibly can, but only because you can't do as much with your setups to be able to get that takeoff and the gearing. Everyone's pretty equal, so I really look to see that this outside lane is going to fall back on each restart, but how quickly it takes them to find a gap and get down to the bottom, I think is going to be very, very important.
We can
unless they can make the high, wide, and handsome Puddin lane go.
This track isn't as wide as Talladega. Is it going to be harder to get the top side going?
I think it probably will be at first, but I mean, I think it will go.
Any chance of 3 lanes?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Oh no. I think they're going to do it 100%. But
yeah.
Whether or not it's going to work, I think that's a different story.
That's the other question right there.
Let's reiterate about that aggressiveness.
What was that there, Teddy?
That's what I was saying about the aggressiveness. The reiterating about the aggressiveness is, I definitely look to see these guys go 3 wide, and I expect that to happen very early. I'm a little concerned. We have, these 12 drivers out there, and I qualified better than Matt BW and I boot Wreckers, but I lifted and let those guys go. So I ran all by myself and was still about a tenth or two faster than these guys. So all I can assume is that was their strategy, is to start in the rear. And you talked about the fuel, so maybe that's their game plan, is to go right into fuel conservation mode.
Yeah, at the back of the line, they will have the best fuel saving going on. Whoever's out front, we might see them pull out and drop back just to save enough to get through the first stage. That's what I would do if I was up there, honestly. It's not it's not about who leads at lap 10. It's who leads at lap 50. So
that's right.
All right, so we're gonna go. This timer is gonna start here in about a minute. I have to let the guys all know all at once. I don't think there's any females in this race. No, there's not. So we have posted time for the timer to start at 7:11. It is currently 7:11. 30-second timer is going to start right now. Something I would like to discuss before we get too far into this race. Something a little different tonight than what you've seen with the Xfinity series in the past. There is stages tonight, and they do pay points. Also, the points gap no longer is 185 for a leader and then back down through. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm backing out. So go ahead and blue screen and take your invites.
all right, go ahead and take them. Okay. We shouldn't miss anything and get to it right as the green flag is dropping too. I'm excited for this race. I think it'll be a good preview of the custom race too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I noticed last night, with the Cup Series, and it was a lot different. And I noticed it with the trucks as well. The preset series actually seems to be a little bit more calm and a little bit more follow the leader style. And I think it's just because it's so dire on getting those runs. You still get them, but you max out quicker. And so I think there's a big difference between the preset and the custom on that aspect. The customs, those different gearings, really allow for a little bit more speed on that outside line.
All right, here we are coming to green. HMS leading them to the flag. And we're underway at Daytona.
HMS leading the field with, I believe that to be, no, not Captain Jack, who's the 22 there. OKC Mexican. That's right, OKC Mexican.
2 by 2. 23 drops down right there, try to get in line. Putting our second car on the inside. Let's ride on board with him real quick.
I'm a little surprised to see that outside line taking off the 22 and the 98. However, those are teammates in the underdog stable. That is OKC Mexican and Captain Jack. I'm Captain Jack, actually. He's dropping this season. He was a preset cup driver last season. He got picked up the underdogs this season and has moved down. Puddin in his Chevy Camaro trying to push HMS in that Toyota number 19. And Puddin's proven right now why he only likes Chevy, trying to push one of those foreign cars, and he's unable to get the job done on the inside.
It looks like the outside line's got about a car length ahead. Let's see if they can get back even on the back stretch. It looks more uniform on the outside already.
Yeah, I'm watching this 19. Oh, they come down, they actually chopped the nose off of the 19. They went down a little bit too early. But I think that 19 following the rear is actually going to be the best for the inside line. So for him to get the pole, what we do in qualifying is it's group qualify. So the fastest draft lap basically is what got the pole. And so that means you're behind the people. It's a different caliber when you're in front. And I believe that he was a little swirly and not really holding the best of lines up there in the front. And that's why the inside line was struggling to get that run going.
Going to the outside.
About 4 or 5 cars. about 4 or 5 cars on the inside have separated themselves a little bit. Everybody's looking to start feeding towards the bottom though already.
Yeah, I feel like it's too early to really make the moves. And when I say that,
ooh, car around.
oh, big guy.
Ooh, in the back.
Everyone from 5th place on
HMS the
back
pole
is involved
sitter.
in that wreck. That will be our first caution.
I would hope a caution come out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it did.
that's the negative about the outside line at Daytona. You try to do it, and this is the result. Nothing against Puddin, not that the outside line did anything wrong, but when you get up there, and the D. Smith talked about it, how it's not very wide of a track here, and so when you have someone on the outside and you might catch that apron because you're trying so hard to hold it down and shoot your car up, or maybe you just didn't enter right and you're a little bit higher, well, they're trying to pinch you down to the bottom. Contacts made, and big wrecks like that happen. You'll see that not just in our league, in just about any league at one of these super speedways. Well, I mean at Daytona. Talladega is a little wider, but this is definitely a common occurrence. And like we talked about, it's just a little early to be making those moves.
All right, let's see if anybody stayed out or did. How many people pit? You can make it now if it's. Puddin was relaying the message. Oh yeah, Puddin was wanting to relay the message. He came. You wanted to come in and get the 2 tires, so you know you'll make it to the end of the stage. Some people didn't, but early strategy moves going on already. The inside line's starting. The 20 car pulls down to the inside as they're starting to get a little head start on everybody else. It's already only 2 cars on the outside now.
Yeah, you know, I spoke about that on how hard it is to try to get down. Captain Jack and his teammate OKC Mexican, they look really good out there together, but then starting side by side, they're unable to get attached. The 98 falls, 7th, 8th place, I believe. He's got some work to do to get back to the front, but definitely manageable. I didn't get a lap count on these stages, so Dimebags, could you... okay.
So we're coming to 6 to go in the stage.
Wow, these are quick stages. They're just going to wing on by here, so... Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
OKC Mexican and who's that in the 23 car? It is.
Did I share the roster with you guys? Did I share the roster with you guys, or do you need it still?
I'm not going to look at it, but
let me share it in the broadcast chat. Sorry about that. Sorry, viewers at home. CEO Teddy not doing his job here.
Single file right now around the bottom of Daytona, riding it out, trying to count laps off to the end of the stage. Will anybody try to move to the outside to get those stage points?
I think they're going to try.
It depends on how many cars go with them. If it's really, it's a numbers game. If you want the outside to work, you want to have maybe one more car than the bottom lane at least.
Yeah.
Especially on presets. Now customs, you could pull it off with even cars. I already have 24 viewers. Thank you for everybody tuning in already.
Man, that's a lot already.
Yeah, it is a lot already. Again, they're tuning in for this exciting racing.
The broadcast says Atlanta Custom 50%, but I changed it before I sent it. But we can go back and...
Yeah, we can always change the stuff after. RJ Smitty out there, Trinity Knight, Martin Epperson, we know him as Creed, Serenity, Coke, Flictardo. Flictardo, you should be on the track. You shouldn't be able to message here. Put him out there, also same thing. Anthony Carr, Aaron Foxcrot, Nofco, Keystone, Mango. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is awesome. 23 drivers here for just our first race tonight. Hopefully the second one gets even bigger. Heard of a little lag coming out of the 51.
I'm surprised you will mute dog in on there.
Mute dog. Matt BW said somebody said he was lagging. He dropped to the back just in case, it looks like. That's what you like to see out of drivers in the league. They don't want to mess up anybody's race. They're just there making sure they're getting their points. If it clears up.
Fletch is holding a pretty strong second. He looks like he's trying to peek his nose out around there a little bit.
Right on board with HMS behind the 00 car.
I think he might wait till maybe the last lap, the lap before, and I think he might try to make a run for it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely last lap runs. We've seen this in the preset last night with Jake, and that's by far that's probably the way you want to make your moves is on the last lap, because if you go out there too soon and it doesn't work, you're going to lose a lot of position. So definitely the last lap passes are the way to go.
Yeah.
But for now, they're single file waiting until it's time to go.
Yeah, a really good signal that they're going to try to make that move on the last lap, and you as a leader, you're actually going to know that's what they're about to do. So this guy in second, he's going to set back about 3/10, maybe 4/10 of a second, knowing he's got the rest of the field behind him, and when he goes to make that move, it's going to push him. What that's going to do is he's going to suck up in a large, real quick amount of time, and he's going to be able to get that run. And if people go with him, it will 100% be successful to have 2 to 3, a third and fourth go with him.
Because he is setting back a little bit.
Yeah, and the 22, what that's doing is that draft at the same aspect, it's pulling him back towards them. So it will definitely work out well. Puddin trying to make a move on the outside, ended up being the only one on the outside. Negative for Puddin here is he is supposed to have a teammate. Unfortunately, Mango is not out there, and because of that, Puddin's got no help when he goes to make these moves, which we see him continuing to try. He will get no assistance whatsoever. One of those early things, to get help, you got to give help. So we'll see how that works out for the 07 car later on.
78 looks like he's getting a strong run off of 2. He keeps it tucked in behind though. There goes the 20 car to the outside. 2x2 up front, down the backstretch.
RJ, yes, probably your dad is coming up through the pack.
No help on the outside with those 2 cars. I don't think they'll be able to go anywhere with it. The 22 out front still with Diamondbacks right behind him in the 78. Coming to the line out of 4.
Maybe Diamondbacks might jump out there and make it a 4-car run. I don't know.
22 car led it at the line. And that...
Nope, I'll take second place points.
That is the end of the first stage.
Alright, in-race reporters, could one of you guys try to get a picture?
OKC
sure
Mexican with your stage 1 win. Dimebags is second.
No, sorry about that. The 2 car, who's in the 2?
Go with the flow with the 3rd place.
Ooh, I like it. Can't really tell who got 4th.
00, Jay Doucette is in 4th.
And the 7, right?
Alright, stage 2. Getting ready to go here. Rack them and stack them, as Puddin would say.
Or stack them and race them, as Mulbear says.
Patent pending. Patent pending. He's not going to sue me for saying it that time.
It's not patented yet. It's only pending, so it's not official. He can't sue yet. Also, D-Smith 10-point penalty. I'm just kidding. Flexing those muscles.
I don't have points yet.
Starting the season at negative 20 right now. Oh, negative 10. Working on that 20.
More of a challenge.
Back to green flag racing here. We got the 22 on the inside, the 78 trying to make the move on the outside. The 23 looks like he's set back a little, or is that the 2? Either way, whatever car is behind in the 78, set back a little bit. I think he's right there pushing that 78. That would be your leader right now, but probably your dad in this 7. Looking for P2. The 00 keeps going down below that yellow line.
I'm so glad they did not fight for the bottom and trying to put the top line together off the start.
Oh yeah, I agree. We finally see it, that work effort there between the 78 and the 23. They get nose to tail, they stay on the high side, they work together, and here we are, new 1st and 2nd place drivers. Definitely a good, strong move out there, but as you said, it could have been a lot different if those guys, instead of working out there, decided to try to fight their way down to the bottom.
Now the thing I'm wondering about here, the 23 and Dimebags were on the outside, and HMS
Oh, car on the wall in the back. Looked like Matt BW.
We're behind them now. Are they going to hold any conflict there because they hung them out to dry, or?
That's a good point. You never know how it's who's your friends now, and doesn't matter who it was earlier. Sometimes.
But normally they like to make sure the whole.
Well, you can't stay out there forever. You got to get down to the bottom at some point.
Yeah, you can't stay up top forever.
I totally agree.
Well, actually, that's a catch-22. If you were to have 4 people that wanted to work together and wanted to run that outside, literally as long as they wanted to, they could.
That takes an individual.
Yeah, as an individual, you cannot be out on the outside.
22
gets
up
to
under.
the inside of the 23. I think there was a little contact made. 23 goes to the outside. Now, that's a tricky one right there. The 22 did not go below the yellow line. However, the 23 is not going to be happy with that move. But if you leave that bottom open, a car will put their nose there. This is unlike any other track. That's not a dive bomb situation. That's your own air that you're giving off your car that sucked that guy up underneath you. So you really have to be careful leaving that half lane at the bottom.
Meanwhile, the 2 car drops all the way back, hoping to hold on to the end of this draft.
What I'm really liking that I'm seeing out of that 19, he was your pole sitter. He fell back. He was struggling there that beginning of stage 1. He's moved his way back up into 4th place right now.
Yes, he has. He's got.
That's a strong car. He's a strong driver.
Well, let's not say it's a strong car. It is a Toyota, but definitely HMS is a great driver out there. So if somebody can put that Toyota in victory lane, it would be him.
I'm in that car in the custom race.
Oh, okay. Still Toyota stink, but maybe you can get that in the victory lane.
7 car gets moved up to the outside. 19 and 23 quick to move up.
Yeah, probably Smitty's dad in the 7. I don't know if that's an old guy or an older guy, but probably.
And as we're talking about him, the 19 decides to drop back because he goes to the outside.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a fuel issue here that these guys aren't saving enough being in the top 2 or 3 cars.
No, he dropped back in as quick as he could.
Stage 1. Yeah, he did, but like I said, I mean, now instead of being 2nd or 3rd, he's 7th, 6th. But Dimebags, can you give us a lap count and fuel count?
5 and 12.
Riding with. Well, so we're coming to 7 on gas. Riding along with Glow with the flow in the back, so you can see the whole field up in front of them. They're snaking their way along. Oh! 89 into the wall. Might have been contact there.
So far, this has been a pretty good race so far. I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of contact.
I wish they would. I do like that it's been clean so far, but I do wish they would try to make some moves. Don't get riding on the bottom so long. And as I said that, I think we had some movement. Oh, the 19 dove it through the middle.
23 in the wall.
Ooh, that might take somebody off here at the end of this race.
I agree.
You know, they talked about that last night in the Racing Cup Series while we were racing that.
23, or no, was that the 19? No, was it? No, it was the 23, I think.
Yeah, 23
when you make
into the
moves
wall.
like that, people are going to, they're going to remember that you're the one that got into them early in the race, and you, at a track like this, you need as much help as you can possibly get coming into the race to get by that leader. So definitely you hate to make contact with somebody early because drivers will forgive, but they will not forget on who they're going to work with here at the end of the race.
So the 23 did fall back into the second pack. There's a little pack of 3 here.
Yeah, I'm seeing this 78. He's doing a great job holding his line, and his front pack's swerving a little bit, but I don't think they're swerving enough to be able to let that second pack catch up. So now the negative about that is only the top 5 in a stage collect points. There's 6 drivers in this front pack, so Puddin right now on the verge of going under fire from that 7 towards the end. But you know there's only 6 of you now. It doesn't hurt so much on that last lap to make that move and have had a little bit of help. You're not going to lose 6, 7 spots. You're only going to lose 2 or 3 at this point.
Riding along with the 6th place car in line. Probably your dad.
22 to the inside, sorry. He got underneath the 78. The 78 said, no, you're not taking this spot for me. Come down a little contact made, 22 on the apron. Back underway. They're all back in the single file line right now.
Getting dicey up front now. 6 cars are pulled away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they're pulling away from that second little pack there, quite a ways.
If that other line can get lined up, will they have a chance of catching them?
I don't think this stage.
Yeah, I don't see it on the car count alone. There's that 6 in that lead pack, and that's 3 in the second pack. As long as this front pack is staying single file, I don't think they can catch. Now, if they start getting racy here for the last 2 laps, maybe, I would expect to see that second pack catch them for sure.
Car's getting squirrely.
Yeah.
End of the fuel run here. Dimebag is complaining of a loose vehicle through these corners. So will that be a huge deal? Will there be a tail whip that possibly takes out one of these front guys?
And not necessarily from Dimebags, but the group in whole.
You'd hate to see it with the guy out front, though.
I mean, what you hate to see with the guy out front is a lag issue. So a tail whip is the least of your worries.
Yeah, true.
Still single file, 6 cars out front.
How many laps you got left, guys?
10 and 12.
So we're coming to 2 to go.
2 to go this time by.
Who's gonna make the move to the outside to try to get by?
And they're all still single file.
2 laps remaining.
We'll see it in about a lap and a half, but
yeah, I'm expecting these guys to stay single file from now through the backstretch on the final lap.
Oh yes.
You were saying, I'm a little different myself. I like making my move actually coming off 4. I like setting back on the backstretch. Instead of going about 3/10 back, I like to set back almost a full half second just before entering turn 3. And then usually right on the exit of 4, that's where I like to make my move. But
one thing I haven't seen these drivers do is try to test moves early in the race to see if it'll work towards the end of it.
Yep. Puddin might be the only car.
Yeah, Puddin is the only car
on the outside. The issue is that's a little tricky though, because Puddin's been in the back. These guys, if I'm one of the guys up front, I want to make that move if I'm in second. 5 laps ago, if I fell back to 6, that's fine. When people make their move on the last lap, try to make the ground up.
The 19 and 20 and Puddin are jumping out every once in a while, but
that's going to hurt that 22 car. That 22 car is not going to have that pushing help that he needs.
Watch these back 4 cars right here. 19 goes to the outside.
Goes to 19, a 20.
If they stay together, Puddin, they should get it. Puddin is
they're on by him.
Puddin was the
Puddin takes it 3 wide.
Put Smitty's dad in the middle. Puddin has contact. He scrapes the wall. Him and the 7 make contact and back into the wall. The 7 looks like he's going to hold on for 5th. Here comes the 19 HMS pole sitter looking to take home stage 2, second stage of the season for the preset Xfinity series. Congratulations to not just him, but as well as the 20. That is, I believe, NRG Motorsports.
Young boy Terrell.
Yep.
Young boy Terrell.
Dimebags had 3rd, and the 22 car of OKC Mexican was 4th.
Yes, probably your dad and Puddin.
Oh, that's right. It's probably your dad, not Smitty's dad. I apologize about that, Smitty. That is not your dad.
Probably your dad should be with NRG Motorsports. That's a fitting name for somebody who would be over there. Yeah, he tried to make a move, but he couldn't get it done. Nobody went with him.
I think the only difference that I would have done there is when those 3 went to the outside, I might have dropped to the inside and been that 3rd car on the inside lane, and maybe coming off 4, pushed it in the center instead of trying to wrap 3 laps.
Yeah, and helped out your buddy.
That's definitely, things are changed. You live and you learn. We'll see if Puddin makes that same type of move at the end, or if he changes it up a little bit. A little contact was made, but that's racing. Dimebags missed his shift or decided not to go, one or the other. The whole outside lane behind that 20 has been backed up, which is going to cause that 20 to lose all these positions. That inside lane is going to be able to just train that 20 car.
Okay, so I had a shifter malfunction. It did not register the gear.
The 78 with a shifter malfunction. Official report from the track.
Would not get out of neutral.
I thought he may be dropping back just to save some fuel on the final stage.
I apologize to everybody.
He said he apologized to everybody. His shifter did not register his shift.
But this just in, the 78 said, haha, take that, losers.
No, I'm just kidding. He definitely didn't mean to do that. It was a shifter malfunction. It's
Luckily,
happened. We have a downshift Pendle in the Cup Series. Same thing's happened to him in the past. So unfortunately, that is part of the game.
Luckily, you got about 4 or 5 cars back there have a chance.
Actually, it happened to me at Homestead, Miami one time. I think it was actually my first race at Homestead, and it happened. And let me tell you, the guys thought that I had brake checked them. They were not happy.
The underdog team looks like they were trying to make something happen on the outside, but unfortunately for them, you have 2 teammates out front with the NRG camp with the 20 of Youngboy 12, the 19 of HMS. Probably Smitty's dad, the 00. I think is that Habab, or is he a custom Xfinity?
Habab is in custom.
All right, so everything I just
Fletch
said.
is in the 23.
Sorry, putting you should have got out there.
Jay Doucette and Fletch
need to stay in the line and catch these guys.
So the only car in this top 7 that's sitting there without a teammate is the 7 of probably the dad. So he's in a tough spot. He's going to have to go with these guys. There will be pit stops in stage 3 as long as there's not a caution. So he's going to have to just ride. That probably also means lack of communication with any of these drivers. So unless they signal below the yellow line, he's going to have no idea when the pit stops are happening. So probably your dad is in a tough spot right now. But being he's in the middle of the pack, it might work out for him. Well, and then I say that and he shoots to the outside. Sorry about saying that. Commentator curse, my bad.
The commentator curse is real tonight because that's the second time somebody we've been talking about has dropped back as we were talking about him.
I think so. Like he's just listening to it and he's like, "Oh yeah, guys, you want to see what you're talking about? Yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong."
Hopefully, that's the case. Otherwise, you might be giving him too much credit.
I mean, I don't really know a lot about this guy.
I don't either, honestly. I'm not taking anything against the driver.
No, I mean, I'm saying I don't know much about him. You know, this is my first time really getting a chance to look at him. He ran in our development. Smitty drafted him. He's one of my guys that he's on my list of watching. He got shot straight into the Xfinity series, which when we do drafts, that happens, you know. But I was intrigued to see how he ran, and from what I'm seeing, all in all, it's been really good action. Him and Puddin made some contact earlier, but they were 3 wide, so that's racing. But other than that, probably your dad is doing a great job out here in that 7 Chevy Camaro.
Another car we haven't talked about much, having a quiet race, is Captain Jack in the 98.
Yeah, and he's the one that, I mean, he was up front. He led a few laps, and we still weren't talking about him very much, you know, because all the action that was going on behind him. But he's quietly been up front in this top 5 or 6 this whole entire race and working well with his teammates at 22 cars. So I'm seeing good things out of the underdogs. I don't like what I'm seeing if I'm the 20 and the 19 right now, and the rest of the pack fell back a second. Here comes the 00 right now with his teammate, the 23 of Fletch. They're going to make a move. The 98 chooses to stay down to the bottom. The 7 is with him. They're looking for 3rd and 4th. Has the 22 lost the draft?
I don't think he's lost it.
Yeah, I think he's still in it, and the side-by-side action is actually going to keep him in it. So that's going to pan out really well for that 22 car.
That may have been a test for one of those last lap passes right there.
Ooh, 19 under the 20. 20 opened it up 2 wide.
19 moved his teammate up the track. They're getting wobbly behind him.
Where we are catching these guys up there?
Dimebags, where are we sitting on the lap count?
39 or 50.
39 of 50, so about 12 laps to go.
Yep, coming to 11 to go. When will everybody make their pit stop for this stage?
I'm thinking they're probably going to wait till almost the end and just stop in to splash the gas and go. Maybe right side tires, but...
Can you just take gas and go on presets?
So,
Yeah, real quick, I actually wanted to mention that we see a lot of people entering these corners, pushing the driver in front of them. The 22 right now is not leaving that 19 bumper. When you do that, it's going to put a lot of pressure on that right front tire, and it's going to wear it a lot quicker. Mind you guys, this is on ×3 where it looks like the 22 is going to pit this time by, but that's a lot of wear on your right front. And if it's below 50% and you're just barely at halfway through the stage, then you're going to have to take right sides.
How many laps you got?
Coming to 10 to go this time.
And OKC was high, so he can't make it to pit road if that's what he was actually signaled for.
I was gonna wait on those guys. I'm waiting on them.
I definitely think that that's what I would have done is maybe peeled off, but maybe Captain Jack, his teammate in that front pack, may have said, hey, let's stick around one more lap.
I'm gonna do what they do and just continue to chase.
Dimebags is on always allow, so you hear his game plan of going with the leaders. Not to be coaching somebody that's not my teammate, but I don't like that move. You're really far back. You need to do something other than what the leaders are doing. But definitely interesting strategy. We'll see if it pans out. They're going to have to, basically whichever group pits and comes back out together is going to be the pack that ends up taking the lead after these pit stops.
Well, I'm seeing Matt BW83 in the pits, and it doesn't look like he's moving. So
It looks like he may have disconnected.
So what are you thinking?
Matt BW 80 something. He's in the pits, not moving. So
okay, let's go this time.
These top 6-7 cars still running single file. Well, as I say that, in the back they're trying to take something to the outside, but no help really goes with them.
Okay. Still yeah, just enough to get you.
Anybody coming in this lap?
Sorry guys, in our background right now we're having a little bit of Dimebags and Puddin', both solo guys right now. They're working on trying to get their own strategy together, so we're hearing a little bit of smoke in the background.
Good save there by Puddin' to keep it off the wall.
and the 19's doing really good, holding that strong bottom line.
It looked like somebody had missed the pit too as well.
I'm thinking you're going to see pit stops coming up here pretty soon.
Dimebags is coming out now.
Francis Smith is out there. I haven't seen him mute anybody, but he is out in our YouTube world. To anybody watching this right now, who are you thinking is going to be our victor? With that same question done, D. Smith, who are you looking at right now at this point in time in this race? Who are you looking at taking it here as we're under 10 to go?
Right now I'm watching... Oh. Go ahead, Paul Bear.
I'm wondering how good Puddin' and Dimebags are going to do, if they're going to stay in front of this lead pack until these guys actually pit, or...
Alright, Pa, just because they're in the broadcast booth with us doesn't mean your nose has to get brown. No, I'm just messing with you. I believe, I don't know if I like that strategy. They should not have lost a lap if they were just taking fuel only, so that's not what they did.
Here we come. We got cars coming now.
The leaders are coming, some of the leaders now.
The 20 looked like he was going to pit, but I think he got bumped back out onto the track.
Yeah, that's the negative about pitting at these tracks with people that you haven't run against prior. You know, this is week one with these guys. They haven't run a whole lot. HMS is losing a lot of time right now as he's all by himself. The 7 and the 20 missing, that obviously affects them as well, but not as bad as they have draft and the 07 right behind them. But the 19 definitely is losing time right now. When you don't know the drivers that you're pitting with, you really need to make sure that you're giving each other plenty of room. You know, if you usually give less than a car length, you need to give a car and a half length when you're going to pit with people you don't know. They might get on the brakes earlier or later. It tends to cause hit damage. Oh, the 7 and the 19 make contact. 7 looks like he might miss pit road again. 19 is spinning, does not make it to pit road and spins out prior. He's doing a donut now, trying to get himself to pit road. The 19 of HMS, that's probably going to take his chances away of winning this race, barring a caution. Young boy still hasn't pit, so he is our leader right now.
That's who Puddin' is pushing right now. In second. At least he'll have If they pit on the same lap, they've... Oh, you've already pit. That's right. Okay.
How many laps we got left, guys?
5. Coming on to 5.
And the leader's coming down now. He will have nobody exiting with him, though. Ooh. Alright, who cycled out into the lead there, Puddin'? Okay, the 20 car is still in the lead with pit lane. So, let's just see who goes by him. He's already leaving now. We're going to show this to you from the boom cam to see who gets up close to him to go by. It looks like he did go splash only.
And there's quite a little distance between him and the next car back.
I don't know where you went.
Huh? The next car? The next car back is the...
Who did they say the leader is?
20 car.
Young boy Terrell.
So he splashed and went and came out by himself.
Now, mind you, he also missed pit lane one of those entrances, so that had to have been and that might be why he actually, after he missed pit lane, going around another 2 laps, that might be worked out for him, because other people may have had to take 1 full can, where he might have been able to take just a half can, and that'll save you a good 4 or 5 seconds right there.
That is true.
Yeah, Keystone, I'd love to give you a running order, but I have no idea who's where. Guys, anybody got a copy of the top 5 by any chance? I think you guys are both a little bit further back.
It's young boy in the 20.
It's at 9.
Alright, so we got Dimebags is in 9th, so he's unable to tell us top 5.
No,
Puddin', where you sitting?
I'm in 7th, but I can tell you 5 through 9.
Who's the car in front of you?
Who do you got in 5th? That'll help us.
J. Doucette.
J. Doucette is in 5th.
He's pulling the 7 car, probably your dad. They are coming up on... Let's see.
Probably your dad. He's fine.
Looks like they got the 22 and the 98 in front of them, so that would be 3rd and 4th.
These cars are lining up, trying to come up to catch the 20 car.
I'm trying to figure out. That would put the 23 in 2nd, which is Fletched. So this should be your battle for 2nd right now, and that 3 car pack will catch that leader.
How many laps are left?
1. They're coming up to 1 to go.
Come to the white flag. They may not catch the leader. I would imagine they're going to, which means that 20 is in a lot of trouble. The 98 and the 22, these underdog cars, these underdog Ford Mustangs, they're looking pretty right now. The 23 of Fletched, he's looking to have a good run, but with that momentum that they're going to carry on this last lap, he's at the mercy of what these Fords do. And that 20, he's in trouble. He's going to have to block his little butt off here in order to be able to somehow pull this out of the bag. I don't see it happening without a wreck, at least. But we shall see. They might not even catch.
I don't think they're going to catch him.
They're on the backstretch. They look like they're not lined up well enough. The 20's doing what he needs to do. He's staying high, not allowing them to get his draft. I think you're right. They're not going to catch him. That 20, young boy Terrell, is going to get the W.
Turn 4. He's got a few car links on that next 3. They split up. The 20 car cruises
Battle is for 2nd.
Into victory lane at Daytona.
Ooh, I think that was a little soon for OKC Mex right there. With him dropping and getting under the 98 when he did and making that move, it pulled the 23 around. Yes, it did improve OKC Mexican's position as he finished 2nd, but it hurt the 98 not just 1 spot and falling back to 3rd, but he put his teammate and put him in 4th. So that's only a 1-point difference, but that could be huge with this being a small 8 weeks mini season.
Alright, we're going to get young boy Terrell up in the booth. Thank you for all 31 viewers to see the finish of that race right there.
Yeah, thanks everybody for stopping in.
Yep, good race. Everybody, good job in the booth.
Thank you.
I lost my partner there, and it was all different.
Heading back to the lobby now. Let's see who has the fastest time for this race.
Paul Bear, I have suggested Young Boy if you could go and bring him in.
Okay.
Jay Doucette with the fastest time, 45:37. What'd y'all think of that race right there?
I mean, I was a fan. That was actually really good racing. For the most part, it was a little bit single filed, which most people are not such a big fan of. But all in all, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. They kept it clean for the most part. There was a couple incidents that were questionable.
I mean, it's racing, and everybody's first time, so you got to expect that.
And here's Young Boy.
Yeah. All right, we're here with our winner, Young Boy.
Young Boy, are you set to always allow?
Yes, sir.
All right, what was your keys to pulling off that win right there?
I just wanted to be in position towards the end of the race and wanted me and my teammate to be in position. Me and a couple other guys were trying to work together, but I seen something happen on the restart. A couple guys were lagging, and something happened to the outside lane. I don't know what happened. Somebody didn't go, or maybe I hit, or something happened behind me. I seen the whole outside line didn't go, and I just was me and my teammate. We were just trying to put ourselves in position towards the end of the race to make something happen. That's all we wanted to do. Would be on that last. We wanted to be maybe top 3 or 4 for that last little run.
On that last lap, or that last pit stop, did you go fuel only?
Yes, I did. I had maybe about 7 or 8% on my right front. I thought I could hear my heart beating.
Those 3 cars were
they were
coming
running
fast.
me down.
Oh yeah.
I seen them coming. I'm like, oh, they're coming fast.
You got any questions for him there, Paul?
Yeah, so when you went to go to pit the first time on the last stage, did you get hit back out onto the track? Because that's what it looked like.
When those cars pitted, like when those cars started pitting, yeah, because like that's the thing. Not being in the same party, kind of. I mean, not that there's no problem with that. I just feel like if they would have signaled, I would have realized that I didn't. Sorry about that noise. I would have realized that they were pitting. So like when a couple of them pulled off, and then a couple of them like tried to pit and stayed and just kept going. I kind of just was trying to. I was just trying to keep going. I wasn't gonna pit yet, so it was just a raw deal. I didn't mean to hit anybody or anything like that. I wasn't trying to wreck anybody. It's just like if you don't signal, it's gonna be hard for me to know, especially if we're not in the same party.
Well,
yeah, we actually mentioned that.
From my view, it looked like that you were gonna pit with them, and that somebody got loose and banged you back out on the track.
Yeah, I thought about it, like, cause I saw everybody start. I saw a couple of guys start to slow down. HMS said he was gonna stay out, so he's my teammate, so I was gonna try to stay out with him.
Hey guys, not to interrupt, but congratulations, Young Boy, first and foremost. D. Smith, Paul Bear, great working with you guys. I'm gonna back out of this chat and go set up the chat for the custom Xfinity broadcast group. So finish your guys' deal, and then again, congratulations, Young Boy. Great job out there.
Appreciate it.
All right, anything you want to add?
It. I mean, that was it. I seen a couple guys in there. I was, like I said, just trying to work and get in a position to win. That's it. That's all I was trying to do, and we were able to do that. I would have been willing to push my teammate or whoever else, but all in all, I wish it was a little bit of a better race. I feel like a lot of people were checking up on the bottom, and I get it. I mean, if you don't have any teammates and you got no help, so everybody's gonna try to hold the bottom. So I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so
congratulations. It was a good win, and
thank you.
I'm sure your captain's gonna be pretty pleased with it. So
appreciate it.
We're wrapping things up. Wrapping things up here.
Appreciate what you guys do.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Young Boy, and thank you for Paul Bear for joining me up in the booth.
No problem, man. Anytime.
We'll see y'all for the Xfinity race, the custom race.